Think you're a safe driver? You might feel confident behind the wheel, but what if you're making dangerous mistakes without even realizing it? In this video, we're diving into 9 common driving habits that seem harmless, but can lead to serious accidents, injuries, or worse. From misjudging traffic lights to skipping your seatbelt just this once, these slip-ups catch even experienced drivers off guard. So, before you hit the road again, watch closely. If you recognize yourself in any of these points, it's time to change your habits, because sometimes the smallest mistake can have the biggest consequences. Let's get started. Mistake number 1, ignoring a stop sign. That stop sign isn't just a suggestion, and it's definitely not placed there for no reason. This sign is often used at so-called closed intersections, where the view of the main road is blocked by buildings, trees, fences, or even the road layout itself. In other words, you can't clearly see what's coming. It might also be posted at intersections with a history of crashes or particularly dangerous traffic patterns. Whatever the case, you're required to come to a complete stop, look carefully, and yield to any traffic on the main road. Skipping the stop or doing a rolling stop is a serious mistake, and sooner or later, it could lead to a collision, because without stopping fully, you just can't judge what's coming your way. Mistake number 2, hitting the gas the moment the light turns green. Wait a second, green means go, right? So what's the issue? Here's the thing. When your light turns green, the drivers crossing your path should already be seeing red. That's true. But not everyone realizes that under certain conditions, it's actually legal to finish crossing the intersection on a red light. No, starting on red is illegal, of course. But completing a turn when you're already in the intersection? That's not only allowed, it's necessary. Let's break it down. If you're making a left turn at a busy intersection where the oncoming traffic flow rarely stops, you're often forced to pull into the intersection and wait for a gap. That gap usually appears only when the light turns red for the oncoming traffic, and that's when you finish your turn. The same goes for pedestrians. They may still be crossing when your light turns green if they didn't make it across in time. That's why traffic laws clearly state that when the light turns green, you must yield to vehicles finishing their turn and pedestrians completing their crossing. And then there are the real rule breakers, drivers who blatantly run a red light, regardless of the reason. Maybe they're late for an important meeting, rushing to the hospital, trying to escape police, or maybe it is a police car chasing someone with lights and sirens on. Either way, if you slam the gas the second the light turns green without checking your surroundings, and one of those drivers is flying through the red, you could be in a serious accident. We're not here to debate fault, no matter who's to blame. The consequences can be tragic. So next time the light turns green, take a moment. Look left and right. Make sure the way is truly clear before you move. Reacting blindly and accelerating out of habit can cost lives. Mistake number 3, driving too slowly in the left lane. There's an unspoken rule on the road. The farther left the lane, the faster you should be going. The right lane is for slower traffic. If you're cruising in the left lane below the speed of traffic, even if you're obeying the speed limit, you're creating problems. Other drivers are forced to pass you on the right, and that's a risky move. You're not only disrupting traffic flow, you're causing frustration, raising the chance of road rage, and even triggering unnecessary congestion. If you can't match the flow of traffic, that's fine, but your place is in the rightmost lane. Mistake number 4, driving through an intersection on a yellow light. It often seems like drivers have 2 completely different interpretations of the yellow light. Some think it means start slowing down. Others think hurry up and hit the gas before it turns red. Technically, a yellow light means you should stop, unless you're so close to the intersection that stopping would require sudden or dangerous braking. In that case, you're allowed to continue safely through. But if you're still far from the intersection when the light turns yellow and you hit the gas instead of the brake just to make it, then you're taking a dangerous risk. Why? Because by the time you enter the intersection, the light may already be red, and another driver might be hitting the gas early on their green. That's a recipe for a serious crash. Even worse, a pedestrian still in the crosswalk could be in your path, and trying to speed through could lead to tragedy. Mistake number 5, driving while drowsy. Drowsy driving is no joke. According to surveys, over 30% of drivers admit they've either dozed off or driven while dangerously fatigued. And a sleepy driver isn't just risking their own life. They're a serious threat to everyone on the road. Crashes caused by drowsiness are far more likely to result in fatalities or severe injuries. If you feel yourself nodding off or losing focus, pull over immediately to a safe spot and rest. Even a 15 to 30-minute nap can help. Stretching, walking around, or drinking tea can also help you stay alert. As for coffee, yes, the caffeine kicks in fast. but it can be a trap. About 30 minutes later, a compound called theobromine kicks in and can make you even more sleepy. That's why it's smart to follow up your coffee with a glass of water to balance things out. Bottom line, never drive unless you're fully alert and focused. Mistake number 6, forgetting to use or cancel your turn signals. Turn signals are the main language of the road. They tell others what you're about to do. When you forget to use them or use them incorrectly, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability on the road is dangerous. Signals should be used in advance. How far depends on your speed, but as a rule of thumb, at least 150 to 200 meters before the turn outside cities. Around 50 to 100 meters within city limits. This gives other drivers and pedestrians time to react properly. Just as important, turn your signal off immediately after you've finished your maneuver. If you're signaling by hand, complete the signal right before you begin the turn. Also, don't signal if it might confuse others. For example, if you're approaching an intersection and plan to go straight but stop immediately after, don't turn on your right signal beforehand. Drivers behind you may think you're turning and act accordingly, which could lead to a misunderstanding or even a crash. And remember, using your blinker doesn't give you the right of way. You still have to check and make sure the maneuver is safe. Mistake number 7, leaving loose items in the cabin. Your car isn't a storage room. Books, toys, tools, or electronics might seem harmless until you hit the brakes suddenly or get into an accident. At just 25 miles per hour, a flying object inside the cabin can cause serious injury. Anything you don't need while driving should go in the trunk or glove compartment. Pets, they need to be secured with special seat belts or kept in travel crates. Phones, use a mount or holder, not your lap or seat. These are simple steps, but they can literally save your life or someone else's. Mistake number 8, talking on the phone while holding it in your hand. This is a clear violation of traffic laws, and it's far more dangerous than many realize. Even if you think you can multitask, you can't. That confidence is an illusion. A conversation isn't like background music. It demands active focus, and the person on the other end of the line has no idea what's happening around you, which makes it even easier for them to distract you at the worst possible moment. Texting? That's as dangerous as drunk driving. The consequences can be fatal. Yes, hands-free calls are legally allowed, but even then, it's best to avoid them in heavy traffic or complex driving conditions. Your full attention should always be on the road. Mistake number 9, not wearing a seatbelt or not checking your passengers. Shockingly, about 1 in 10 drivers don't wear their seatbelts unless they see a police car. But skipping the belt is a massive risk. Here's the reality. In a crash, at just 37 miles per hour, a body weighing 70 to 80 kilograms is hit with a force of up to 3 tons. That's the same impact as falling from the 5th floor of a building. In those conditions, 9 out of 10 unbelted passengers don't survive. Always wear your seatbelt and make sure everyone in the car is buckled up, no matter where they're sitting. This simple habit can be the difference between life and death. Have you ever made any of these mistakes? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else stay safe on the road. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.